Emotions are not wrong, not bad. They are wonderful. Without emotion, we cannot function. So, therefore, emotions are wonderful. What meditation does, when you recognize how our emotion works, we can develop those emotion to higher level.
Before we dive in, may I kindly ask you to subscribe to the podcast? Your support helps me to bring in inspiring guests and share these episodes with you completely free. The other day, I dropped my handbag on the streets of London, and two strangers, people I'd never met before, came to help me pick up the things that I dropped. There was makeup spilled all over the counter. My phone went somewhere. My wallet went somewhere. These people helped me pick up every single piece and got it back to me. Now, in a world today, especially in London, where security is such a big deal, and people are saying that this got stolen, that got stolen, it was so amazing to experience that. I walked around for the rest of the day with a big smile on my face. And I'm sure you've all experienced that. Someone might have smiled at you on the road, a complete stranger, or a friend might have given you a ear to listen to something you had to say, or someone might have sent you a message which touched you, which softened you, which made you feel listened to in the world, maybe less invisible. So we think of love and compassion as an emotion. But what if it was a practice? What if it was more than just an emotion? What if you got better at it? Like the muscles we use, we go to the gym to train our muscles to get better. What if this practice of loving kindness became stronger and stronger the more we did it? Not just for the people we care about, but for strangers, for people we've had issues with in the past. Very importantly, for ourselves as well. Welcome to Cultivating Inner Peace, this very special season within Ancient Wisdom for Modern Living. I'm your host, Anshu Bahanda, and as you can probably tell, today's episode is about loving kindness. And we have a very special guest today. He's someone who became a monk at the age of 10, not because he was forced to do so or because it was tradition. He chose that path and he's been on this path ever since. And ever since, he's been serving, he's been teaching, he's been meditating, and he's added so much to the world. He's gone into packed auditoriums and he's gone into basements. He does so much humanitarian work. He's founded and is the spiritual director of the Blue Lotus Temple in the US. Welcome to this chat, Bhante Sujatha. Thank you so much for taking out the time to be here with us today.
Thank you so much, Anshu. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you. Now, I wanted to ask you, when people hear about loving kindness, like I'd said in my introduction, they often think that it's this emotion, this lovely, warm feeling that comes and goes. How would you
Mhm.
explain it as this discipline, as a daily practice where you can get stronger and stronger at it every single day?
Anshu, thank you so much. It's a really nice concern and question about loving kindness. First, I want to use the word love. Is the one of the most popular, sweet word. People love to hear that. So, like 30 years ago, right after I moved into United States, I started to learn the language because we are coming from the different countries and different backgrounds. So I realized without learning their language, I cannot understand how they think, what they are thinking, how they are processing. So then I start to learn the language. Then very often I heard the word love in this country in the language of English. Oh, I love you, Bhante. And so people use love for everything. I love my mom. I love ice cream. I love my boyfriend. I love my girlfriend. I love chocolate. I love my dogs and my pets. So when people are using one word for everything, the word love, I was thinking what they're talking about, right? They say I love my mom, then they say I love ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was thinking to myself, love to my mom and love to my, ice cream is the same in this
Mm-hmm.
culture. I was questioning about it. Now, when people use this word love, I totally understand what it means to them. When people say, Bhante, I love you, that means I like you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now our countries, eastern countries like India, Sri Lanka, coming from Sanskrit, that old language background, we have different words for different love. Mother's love, parents love, children love, siblings love is love, but we have different connotation and feeling when we talk about love. So therefore I made my own research about this word love. In the beginning of our loving kindness practice, first we have to figure it out what is love means to us. Love is an emotion. Okay, love is an emotion. Most of our loving emotion is a very low level in the beginning. That's what people use it, love in the beginning for everything. But way I understand in my own practice, emotions are not wrong, not bad. They are wonderful. Without emotion, we cannot function. So, therefore, emotions are wonderful. What meditation does, when you recognize how our emotion works, we can develop those emotion to higher level. Love is a weak human emotion. Loving compassion is the quality
Love
into
is a
it.
weak human emotion. Explain that
Right.
to me. Why do you call it weak?
I will tell you a perfect story. So a
Mm-hmm.
story helped to understand this. When I was in the school, I go through the cafeteria. I saw one of my good friend. His name is Matthew. He was sitting with a young lady. I
Mm-hmm.
saw they are having lunch. Kind of wave at them. I just walking by them. Then Matthew said, "Bhante, don't leave. Please come and sit with us." So then I was sat with them, and he introduced me, Bhante, this is my beautiful girlfriend. I love her so much. I'm going to marry her next month. We are talking about our wedding. So then I congratulate them. I laughed. 3 years later, I met this guy again at the school, and I said, "Hey, Matt, how are you doing? Long time no see." First question I asked, "How is your wife doing?" So then right away, he made the sad face and he said, "She ruined my life. I
Mm-hmm.
hate her so much now."
Oh gosh.
That's,
Okay.
that's what he said. So then I realized love is not a quality. In that kind of, in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the date, love is an emotion. And so when we have a loving emotion, weak emotion, next to that, we have excitement. Now, in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of any relationship, there's an excitement with next to that love. So after 3 years later, being in the real married relationship, what is going on now? They are facing to the reality of life. So my point, if you truly love somebody, deep love, harmonious love is there, that person, even later of the years, is not matching.
Mm-hmm.
So they can walk away from each other. But they are not walking away with hurt, hating
Mm-hmm.
each other. Still, love is there, but their lifestyles are not matching now.
Mm-hmm.
This makes sense. So if
Yes.
you live with
Yes.
anger, that means we were in the condition weak, loving emotion. That's my point. So therefore, loving kindness we can develop. It's a process. It's a journey. So I used to be an angry little monk. I had lots of anger issues. But people call me now Bhante Sujatha, the loving kindness monk. Now think about that transformation. People created that for me. Throughout the years, I processed. I was in this journey. Now I can say it is my own inner experience. It's a quality now. It is not an
Mm-hmm.
emotion anymore.
And Bhante, tell me, you joined as a monk when you were just 10. You were like a
Mhm.
little child. And
Right.
over the years, like you're saying, you've been on this journey. I'm sure you've had many, many years of service and
Mhm.
solitude, of teaching, of meditation. So,
Mhm.
what is the same as when you joined at 10? And what's changed?
So in the beginning, I had the intention is a good thing. Other than that, I didn't have nothing age 10 how to think about it. Only thing is a good feeling. Oh, good feeling. Go to the temple, become a monk. I have seen monks. They are so calm. They are so kind. They are so loving. Only feeling I had is a good feeling. That's it. I didn't think too much about what will happen in my future. I'm moving to America. I'm going to study Sanskrit. And I didn't have any idea. I had just good feeling. Right after joining to the order, it was a challenge. Why?
Right.
So being in that condition, household life with my parents, now I'm going to totally different condition. Then I have to adjust to that condition. So then I saw my real emotion, how they are going back and forth, and sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's like a emotional drama, like a roller coaster. So in that process, meeting good, noble people in my life, little by little, I turn into that Dharma practice. So that is my opening. So then I start to realize this is a good journey. I can see more I practice, more I taking care of myself, more attraction towards me. That means I'm doing the right thing in my life. So more than I'm teaching to people, I do it to myself.
Did you ever want to just give it all up? Was it ever too much and you said, I've done the wrong thing? Because 10 is just so young.
Yeah, it's so young, but in that was my first 10 years, I was in a secured community. And, it's a well-protected community because I'm a young and, teenager, and everybody has to protect me. That was another condition environment. So that's how I raise. I call this like a boot camp training. So that's how I did. But after I become an adult, journey change because then nobody's protecting me, nobody's behind me, nobody's guiding me. Only thing I have to develop myself. So it is a process, it's a journey. So it's another destination.
Lovely. And now, there's one thing that I particularly wanted to ask you about, and I said it in my introduction as well. You know what I find with a lot of us? It's much easier to practice loving kindness with other people, with people we care about. But when it comes to our own selves, it's very hard. We start judging ourselves. Why
Right.
is that, and what can we do about it?
Right. So nature of that's the egotistical mind. I don't want to go to that direction. That's the egotistical mind. When we have ego have three conditions. One is we underestimate ourselves, right? I'm a bad, I'm not good looking, or always underestimate. There's another kind of ego is overestimate. Oh, I'm better than everybody. I'm perfect. I'm beautiful. And so that overestimate. Then people say we all are same. That's another ego. We all are not same. We are not same. We are different. But being different, we try to figure it out ourselves in the world. So ego has three categories: overestimate, underestimate, and look same.
Mm-hmm.
So why we are not really looking at us lovingly, we always underestimate, overestimate, or similar, always, is come from the egotistical mind. So when people are practicing loving kindness for other people,
Mm-hmm.
it is conditioned. Now think about for you, Anshu, you are giving me a gift, for example. After you give me a gift, if I don't say thank you to you, how do you feel? You feel hurt. So that means you are not practicing loving kindness, you are thinking of you. That's selfish,
Right. So, is
right?
loving kindness always something which has no expectation or
Yes,
should have no
that's why
expectation?
I said, Anshu, I don't believe the word love. I understand the word loving kindness, loving compassion. So always we use the double word, loving kindness, loving compassion, not just love. Love is an emotion, loving kindness is a quality. So loving kindness we can develop.
Okay.
Love is we born with. So now what I see in my life, I born into love. The being a monk, I got little guidance to develop that quality, a higher state of awareness. So therefore, what I'm suggesting for the audience right now, if you really want to have a happy, peaceful inner journey, my advice for everybody, sorry to say this, be selfish. That's what I'm telling, it's a kind of confused that statement, be selfish. When I say the be selfish, that means self-care. So
Mm-hmm.
in the modern world, we say put your oxygen mask first before
Mm,
you assess
mm,
other person. That's what
mm.
Buddha said 2600 years ago. Take care of yourself before you take care of other
Yes.
people. So therefore, I'm asking people, the audience, forget about the world. World is too big for you to change. But your inner world is a perfect size. If you change your inner world, outer world automatically change. So our actions, our reactions, our smile, our touch, our look, everything turn into loving action after that. So that loving kindness is not conditioned. I just do my job, then whatever other people feel or think, that's up to them. That's not my responsibility.
Right.
So therefore, my suggestion for you, people think love for other people is very easy, but definitely expectations are involved. That's why most of the relationships are going crazy, right? Because of the expectations. So when I do my things, I just do my job. Appreciating or being grateful is not my job. That's their job.
Lovely.
Anything?
That's very,
Yeah.
very nice and actually very profound. So thank you. Thank you for that. Whenever there's expectations involved,
Mhm.
it's not really loving kindness. So
Yeah.
that's why we find it so difficult to practice loving kindness towards ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's difficult. Because we always having that expectation from the world.
But what about themselves? Why do they find it so hard to be kind to themselves? A lot of people really
Because
struggle.
what is the root again? I said because of the egotistical mind. We have wrong beliefs about ourselves. It is so hard to even understand, right? And also now think about this word love is very expensive in this modern culture now. It is a money-making word. So you think it's true love? It is not. Because every day in this country, I'm dealing with the relationship issues, Anshu. So I'm asking people, when you are going this inner journey, turn all your cameras towards you, not outside. Make your
Wonderful.
world small to yourself.
Go
Then
inwards.
yeah. So then your world is, you know, opening to the whole world.
So, Bhante, I want to ask you another thing. You know, when we're practicing or trying to practice loving kindness, it's easier when it's someone we care about. But what about someone who's hurt us, someone
Right.
who's angered us, someone who we're scared of, someone we're angry with? How do we practice loving kindness towards them without suppressing our own emotions?
So I totally understand. So people think it's easy to practice loving kindness, people who are really deeply connected to you. Now think about, for me, easy to practice loving kindness for Michael, for me. Why? He's deeply connected to me, 26 years, and now he's, helping me and working for me, and, doing, it's easy for me to practice loving kindness. Somebody hurt me, sometimes it's difficult. So then I'm asking, if I say easy to practice loving kindness for Michael, that means the problem or whatever it is inside me. If I say it is difficult to practice loving kindness for people who hurt me, the problem is in me too. What is that means? Problem with my practice somehow. So that means it is conditioned. So if we have difficult, painful people did negative things for us, I think more than those loving, gentle people, I love to have those difficult, painful people in my life. Why? I call them my angry Buddha, my annoying Buddha, and my difficult Buddha. All the negative people who I meet in my life, I call them Buddhas. Why? Because of them, I can see, I can test my practice, where I'm at. So therefore, those negative things I turn into something positive to see who I am, where I am at in my journey. Instead of looking at them negatively, I'm looking at myself, where is my
Beautiful.
problem in this situation. That's why I said world is too big for me to change.
But say, I mean, okay, let me take an example so people understand. So, say someone has shouted at you and said
Mhm,
something really rude to you, something
mhm,
hurtful to you. You can just keep quiet and accept it. But
mhm.
would you be suppressing your own emotions here?
Actually, person who deeply understand about this self-love practice, if somebody is hurting or doing something negative, we are not repressing. According to the Buddhist wisdom, Anshu, repression Buddha didn't appreciate. Expressing also Buddha didn't appreciate. So now maybe people are thinking, what the heck we have to do now then, right? If we cannot suppress, if we cannot express. So the Buddhist suggestion, I think these are the best translation I can find, analyze. When we say the word analyze, that means looking for the root cause of the problem. Instead of the repressing, we say analyze.
Mm-hmm.
Look for the root cause of the problem. Then when you are digging to the root cause, then you realize what it is. If you are repressing, it is temporary. So analogy I can give, holding a rubber ball into the water. As long as you hold the rubber ball, it will be there.
It's,
Moment you let it go,
let
it
it
will
go.
come
Yeah.
at. So
Yeah.
same thing. Therefore, so most of the time we suppressing our emotions. So suppressing doesn't work. So that's
Mm.
why I said it is a condition. So if you understand about yourself, this loving emotion, it is like air. You feel it. You can go and collect it. You cannot touch it. You feel it all in your actions, your behaviors, your attitude. So
Mm-hmm.
more than see it, we have to feel it. Actually, we are not doing loving kindness. It is not a job.
Mm-hmm.
It is living experience. So I try to live with that action more than working on it.
Right.
Yeah. So, and also if I see negative people, I don't feel bad about it. Why? When I'm practicing loving kindness, why I'm going to feel bad about it? Maybe they had the difficult time. Maybe they have problems. Maybe they have the ignorance mind because they don't have a proper awareness about it.
So you're saying don't express, don't suppress,
Mhm.
analyze.
Analyze.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
As the where is the root of the problem?
You meet a lot of people, right?
Mhm.
So say you're making someone meditate, a whole
Mhm.
group of people who've never meditated before. How do
Mhm.
you teach them about the impact of loving kindness?
Okay. So it's a very simple. When
Mm-hmm.
people come, I don't know, I cannot find the word for that. I feel it's a wordless. It's a person to person, moment to moment is different, because being in this field so many years, when I see the person, my body, my mind, my emotion, everything is telling me what to do, right? So most of my teaching, my first lesson to people, I cannot keep even call it lesson. I just give a hug. That's it. That's how I start to teach. Actually, if I teaching, I just give a hug. That means I show my heart to this person. So then in my heart around me, that person feels safe.
Mm-hmm.
That person feels secured. So first I give confidence to this beautiful human being. You are safe under my umbrella. So that's a very common thing I always hear from you. And one person said, even I didn't feel, it is a very strong statement for me. One person said, it's a winter day, he came to see me. He's a young man. Then I was sit with him like an hour, and then he was driving back home in the, winter storm. Then I asked him how long it take to go home. He said 45 minutes. Then after 45 minutes, I just called him to check on him. Are you safe home? Then he said, wow, even my mother never checked on me like this.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I felt your caring and loving kindness. You are care about me. So that means I try my best to show in my action about my loving kindness. After I come home, I tell people, oh, I'm home safely. Thank you so much for everything. That's my loving kindness practice. So bring into your action daily attitude. We cannot teach loving kindness.
Mm. Very nice. Situations, everyday situations. Like I start my day with a small little meditation every day, right? So when I'm sitting on that cushion meditating, I'm in a
Mhm.
very calm space. And then I
Mhm.
might drive out and there might be traffic and I'm stuck on the road on, 20-minute journey, I'm stuck there for 2 hours and
Yeah.
people are screaming and shouting. In
Mhm.
everyday life situations where
Mhm.
stress comes in,
Mhm.
how do you stick with loving kindness? Do you have a
Okay, it's
suggestion for
very
people?
interesting. Actually, people think when they are sitting on the cushion, they are meditating. I don't believe in that, Anshu, either. So
Mhm.
people are not meditating sitting on the cushion. Sometimes they are sleeping. Sometimes I have seen they are sleeping most of the time. Or they are sitting and thinking and processing. So we call it meditation, but I call the training time. You are training, sitting on the cushion, you train how to live your life. Why?
Mhm.
Busy, chaos, you cannot figure it out. That's why people go to the temples or meditation center and sitting on the cushion or chair and meditate. That is the training, but it is not the
Mhm.
practice. So practice right after you train at the temple or the meditation center, then you jump into your car and driving, through the traffic. That is the time we are practicing.
That is the practice. That's the
Yeah,
real
training
meditation.
and practice is totally different thing. When people come to the Blue Lotus Temple, I see people use it as a spa, like a spa kind of feeling, come to feel good. I'm
Mhm.
always telling this is not the Blue Lotus spa, right? So why you go to the spa to temporary relief? And also I'm telling people, sometimes you are using this temple like a hospital. You come to this place to get the treatment, but I'm not allowing you to be the permanent resident here in this building. Why? This is not real. So that means at the temple, sitting on the meditation cushion, you are training yourself. In real life, you are practicing. If you really believe sitting on the meditation cushion, I'm practicing every single day, I call it, sorry for the word again, I call the cushion addicts.
Addicts.
Yeah, cushion addicts. In the
Oh.
spiritual community, I can see lots of cushion addicts. They are really perfect meditation practitioners when they are sitting on the cushion. The moment you stand up from the cushion, they are the most annoying people. So I can see, I have seen that in my life. As long as they are sitting on the cushion, they are perfect. So
Mm,
therefore, if somebody say, oh, I'm sitting 8 hours per day and meditating, I don't believe it. So
mm,
if you say, Anshu, oh Bhante, middle of the traffic, I realize my meditation, my mindfulness, my compassion, I realize something like that, middle of the traffic, you come to me and say that. I said, wow, your practice is working perfect.
mhm,
That's what I'm
mhm,
going to say. If you say during my meditation, sitting on the cushion, oh, I figure it out this, I said, okay, good.
mhm.
Let me think a bit more about it because I want to see that it is real or not.
But what about situations where your fight or flight mode takes over? Like, situations where maybe someone's having a baby or someone's just been told about a severe illness or you've come out of severe grief, you've lost
Mhm,
someone. So these
mhm,
life-changing situations where you're exposed, you're uncertain, you're
mhm.
emotionally raw, how do you practice loving kindness at times like this?
So then first I'm listening to the situation, paying perfect attention for this human being. So that's how I show my first loving kindness to this human being, paying perfect attention to this human being. Right after that, when I paying perfect attention to this human being, he or she feels good about it. Somebody is listening to me. Then what I'm going to say to that person about my stories. I had a father, he passed away. I had the grandparents, they passed away. I had the good friends, they passed away. I have good teachers, they passed away. That is the life. So therefore, enjoy now.
Mhm.
These life matters giving us a lesson.
Mm,
If you are trying to go against this life matters, that means you are go against the realities. You cannot win. If you can win in that journey, Siddhartha or Buddha will win first, right? So he realized there is no way to win in this journey. This is the way it is. But when you go inner journey, we can handle this outer journey a little bit better. If you have things, whatever we call the condition, peoples are conditioned, our parents are conditioned, our things are conditioned. All the conditioned things we bring into our life, everything
mhm.
are subject to change. So
Yes,
then I'm
yes.
listening to their story. Then I show my love and compassion. Then what I'm going to do after that, little by little, I'm going to teach them this is the way it is. This is the life. We call the insight meditation. We are giving them insight to think differently. So then what I'm try my best to change their perspective about life.
So, Bhante, what advice do you have? I keep going back to what you said. It's playing like a reel in my head. You said your practice actually begins when you get off that meditation
Yeah.
cushion. So, what advice would you give to people who are going, through the day as they're walking into a meeting, as they're spending time with their families, as they're going through difficult, easy situations, just as they're going through their normal day? How do they
Mhm.
keep this in their mind all the time,
Yeah.
loving kindness?
Yeah. So these are the guidelines I can give. First, This is not like instant, oh, right after I say that, you go and go through drive through and buy it, using your credit card from the convenience store. There is no such thing. If we have such thing, I will say, Anshu, you can do it within a second right now. No, it's a process. It is a journey. So therefore, is somebody going through this, what I'm suggesting them, take time, make the commitment. So then I'm asking, number one, can you find a good, noble friend? I call that not just a friend. We have so many good friends, but we don't have noble friends. So find that noble friend, any situation, open your heart without any barriers. I can talk whatever about me, that person not judging me, not thinking about I'm a bad person or negative. Completely, I, rip off on my heart to that person. We need that kind of person in the beginning. Then number two, then find time for little time for training. So that's what people call the meditation. Find little time for your training, that your daily meditation practice. I say like a 2 to 5 minutes every day. So in the morning, if you do like 2 to 5 minutes every day, that is the time you are preparing yourself to go to the world. So that you can say, oh, I just woke up, I have 24 hours ahead. I'm going to meet so many people. I'm going to meeting. I'm going to the family matters. Whatever things I'm facing in my life today, I'm going to face with love and compassion and mindfulness. So you prepared and going to the world every day. If you are doing like 7 consecutive days like that, guarantee your life will change. If not, I'm going to quit.
Okay. Okay. Lovely. No, we don't want you to quit. We want you to stay
Right.
where
No,
you.
just kidding. No, just kidding.
And then, Bhante, I will also want to ask you about this one thing that troubles me a lot, and that is competition. And I've talked about it a lot to lots of people in lots of podcasts.
Mhm.
In the system that we live in, and
Mhm.
for humanity as we know it, competition has always been ingrained into people's lives,
Mhm.
right? I mean, as a
Mhm.
child, you're given a ball and you're taught this game of cricket, say, as a little boy, but that's
Right.
about your team winning against the other team.
Mhm.
So, how does competition sit
Mhm.
alongside loving kindness?
Why people need competition? So that's my first question. Why people get into the competition? They are not sure about themselves.
But it's
Okay, they
so
are not sure.
deep in the system.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single child is taught that.
Yeah, why is that? Generation to generation, life to life, according to the Buddhist teaching, life to life, generation to generation, we are conditioned to think like that, like a delusional mind. So that's I call the delusional mind means it's a condition, it's a generation to generation is a condition, life to life is a condition. That condition take out, it is not a one day, one night, 1 hour thing. It's a process. So therefore, everybody feel it is like a thick, dark curtain. Go through that thick, dark curtain, go through, through light is very challenging. It takes time. First, we have to recognize we are putting a thick, dark curtain. That's why we don't have light. So to see we have a thick, dark curtain, that is the problem. It takes time to, teach them you are living in a dark room. So again, I can talk hours about it. Again, we are going back to the ego of the, root of the problem again. So now people think all those challenges they are going through in life, they think this is real. Actually, it is not real what we created based on our behaviors. But real is this loving kindness and compassion. That's the real, unique, authentic, radiant nature of us. Being in this distracted world so many years, we don't see that beauty anymore. That much we are distracted.
You seem to be so joyful, even talking about suffering and about,
Right.
troubles in the world. You're still joyful. Is joy and loving kindness, do they sit hand in hand?
Yes, exactly. It's depend on. So always make sure whatever quality you are talking about your life, it is a condition. If it is a condition, always expectation are involved.
Mhm.
If it is quality, there's a contentment is involved.
Condition. So you said
Yeah.
condition, expectation.
First one is a conditions are involved. The second
Yeah.
one is a contentment is involved.
All it.
Confident is goal. So confident come through your own discovery, own exploration. Contentment will come. Otherwise, people are trying to be happy every day. Happiness doesn't work. Happiness is pleasurable, it is temporary. But contentment, happiness is an outside experience. But contentment is an inside experience. Because people are always trying to be happy, not trying to be content.
Wonderful.
So the contentment is a self-discovery. Happiness
Oh,
is not the self-discovery.
okay.
It is a condition. But when we say happiness sounds so good, when you are eating your favorite ice cream, you are happy. The day you are not receiving your favorite ice cream, you are upset. Why you are getting upset? You are happy about the ice cream. So the day you are not getting your favorite ice cream, it is not bothering you. What did that means? You are content human being. It's not a big deal for you. So that's why I said the contentment is inside your own discovery and building your own confidence. Happiness is belong to somebody.
Thank you. Contentment. Okay.
Yeah.
And contentment is about self discovery, and the self
Yeah.
discovery leads to confidence. Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
Now,
Good.
Bhante, for someone who's just starting on this journey, there's so much change going on in the world. There's a lot of people who
Mhm.
feel very heavy, who feel very
Mhm.
closed off.
Mhm.
People have been dislocated from their countries. There's just, the world is in such a crazy place. Can you tell them one simple loving kindness practice that will help them? Something really
So
simple.
what I'm asking, this crazy world, we think, oh, the world is crazy. Actually, Anshu, world is crazy forever,
Mm-hmm.
right? The day the world started, still it's going on, that craziness. Now, because of the social media, the modern technology, we see every moment world is crazy. But 2,500 years ago, world is crazy also. But world craziness is same every day. But you cannot change that. So therefore, simple practice I'm suggesting to everybody, every day repeat this mantra to yourself. If you are new to this journey, I
Mm-hmm.
am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. While you are
Lovely.
driving, middle of the traffic, I am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. Somebody cut you off. I am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. That means, world is like a garbage bin. Okay. I'm asking people, don't jump into the garbage bin. After you jump into the garbage bin, when you come out, you smell bad. Then don't complain to the garbage bin. Who asked you to jump into it? And also, don't hate garbage same time. Why? Garbage turn into compost.
Mm-hmm.
One day we can use garbage for something good. So therefore, garbage also nothing wrong with that
Mm-hmm.
garbage, but we have to use and process it for something, turn into something good. So your meditation practice help you to not jump into that world crazy garbage dumpster. Actually, dumpster. Don't jump into the dumpsters. So
Very
live
good.
in this world according to the Buddhist analogy. There is no peaceful places, but you can find a peaceful mind.
Mm.
It's like a lotus flower blooming and growing in the muddy, murky water. But lotus flower growing mud and murky water, never touch the mud or water. It's blooming to the world, but still connected to the mud. Without mud, lotus flower cannot survive, cannot live his life. But lotus flower never touch the mud or water.
Yes.
That is the only way we can live our life in this society. Otherwise, there is no place for you to live in this world. Please find the peaceful mind, not peaceful place.
Mm. Thank you.
That's my message.
Thank you, Bhante, for that invaluable chat. I'm going to go
Oh,
back
thank.
with your mantra. I am well,
Okay.
I'm happy, I'm peaceful. Thank you
Yes.
so much for
Thank you so
making the
much,
time
Anshu,
to
so
be here with
inviting
us.
me. I really enjoyed. Thank you so much to Michael, all the organizers. I'm so grateful to everybody. I'm wishing you well, happy, and peaceful. Choose loving kindness.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To our listeners, thank you so much for being here with us today. I hope you learned something. I myself have learned so much about loving kindness, about not trying not to have expectations, about contentment and self discovery, confidence, There is so much in this podcast. I'm so grateful to all of you for listening in. If this conversation touched you in any way, please subscribe to our channel. Like this episode, we get you a number of podcasts, and we continue to get you these podcasts for free. And we can do so if you subscribe to it and encourage your friends and family to do so. Thank you for being here with us today in our season Cultivating Inner Peace, which is part of Ancient Wisdom for Modern Living. Till next time, stay well, stay peaceful, stay content, and stay with loving kindness. Thank you.